Okay, now this is very rare that I will ever do this, okay? But when I do follow numbers, 70, 51, 75, the gateway to Aleph 6, the silver matrix, okay? Andromeda, DNA, equinox. Everybody has to understand that when you look at equinox, okay, equin says 5. QU is 38 and 5 is 43. That's your DC power. Having two asses together, okay, having two asses together in the horse and the goat tells me that if you were on Rubik's Cube, okay, or if you were on Merkaba, you would have to be with your head or your point out here, and the other point would be out here. The ass would have to be sitting on the spindle, on the central spindle that spins the two universes. That would say the horse would be in one universe, okay? How many tits does it have on a horse, okay? How many tits are there on a cow? I have to understand this. Don't forget, because they turn. Things turn. So either you're connected to the energy and you're the feeder, or you're not the feeder. So when you say equinox, the ox or the OX equals to a total of O and X. O and X, this is your OX. Okay, they're on top of each other in the center of the core where everything turns around. Equinox, ox is 39. 3 and 9 says the sky. Equinox says the center of the sky. Center of the sky meaning the center of either A, your universe, or the center of all universes, sits inside Andromeda right near Pegasus, because that's where the asses meet. If the ass meets, there's one ass over here, there's one ass over here, and here's a head, and here's a head on the outside, and this thing turns. That's the only way it can work, because when they go to the washroom, right, they're actually shitting inside of each other. And the only thing that you have to go to the bathroom with when you're in the two worlds is your mind, is your mindset. You need to be milked, and only the mind can be milked. So this is what's telling me that Pisces is that I'm seeing over here, and the number, and it also says 7331. 7 is a reflection of 1. There is only really one 7, okay? And that 7 is a reflective of 6. The second 7 is a 5-2, and the third 7 is a 4-3. So we can understand that when we're looking at this over here, this would be 6 in the 7 worlds, and this is not in the 7 world. This has to be the 9 rotation. Why would this be the 9 rotation? Because if this was on a clock, this area over here on a clock, okay, goes to number 9. This one on a clock goes to number 6. This one goes to number 4. So this would be the 13 world. 1 and 3 equals to 4. This is the 7. Now the 7 is the gateway. It's separate from the reality of the others. This would either say 0, 4, 4, 6, okay, which would say one side. This will now say 3, 7, 7, 9 in the 10 world. 3, 7, 7, 9. This would be the center. 3, 7, 7, 9 works. Or this would be the 13 world. In the 13 world, this would actually be saying 6, 1, 1, 3. 6, 1, 1, 3. Seeing 6, 1, 1, 3, that is the light of the AC. So whatever you're talking about, your AC energy, the spirit, that S5 is where it connects. This is quin, okay? Quintet, okay? Letet is in Hebrew, okay? This is pi 2, same 2 levels of pi. Now look at the time. 0 hours, okay? This is the time between this side over here and this side over here. The two sides of the clock. In between here and here is 120 minutes. This would be the center of the universe or the galaxy, whatever you want to put, is right here. 20, 30, 10. 30 is what 10 and 20 creates. It's played at 20 and you're 10 above and 10 below, again, working on the plane right over here. And I mean, look, they're even breaking it down for you on our globe where it sits. So if I had to pick this on the Earth, I would have to start looking at these numbers on the Earth. 71 is your gateway. Okay, 1 and 7 is the head and the tail. This is your Aleph. This is the other side. This is the same thing as 1. This is the same thing as 1, 2. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 and 5 and 6 and 5 are the same. This here is your 85 right here, your 85. The same numbers. There's your 7 and 5. You see where your 7 and 5 and your 85 is? This would end up actually being your telephone. So I'm using the calculator on this. I'm not sure if I should use. Here's where it represents one side, heads and tails, and here's the gateway to the other side. This is actually the split between the two. This is where the 3, you see the B, okay, inside is actually showing you 2 heads. It's showing you the head and the pregnant woman right over here. This is the sign of the pregnant woman. 7 and 8 is 16, is 15. This equals 6. This equals 4. Again, 4 by 6, 4 plus 6. I just did that. 4 times 6, 4 plus 6. 10, 24. 6 and 4, 6 by 4. 2 X's becomes 6 and 4. 22, 24 at night. 20 world and 2. 20 equals 120 area, 126. 2 equals 120 again. 120, 120, 120, and 24. The 4 will equal to 24. I can't explain what it is. You know what these are? These are clams. It's like one clam in this world, connected clams. Here's the bow tie that connects them together. The bow tie connecting 2 sides. You see the way this looks like one eye, the other eye? This becomes the bridge between the nose. So I have to understand that 1026 is 624 minutes. 624. 6 days a man, 24 hours. 1024. If you look at 531, what is 531? 531 is your alphabet. Why? Because there's 351 marks when you add 1 to 26. Take away the 51 for the vowels, you have 300s. Okay, but we're not working on that. 1 hour 36 equals 0.95. Okay, which is 15, area Mars. 531 equals 331 minutes. Okay, 513, 313 minutes. 315, 195. This is the crossing of Aleph from one side to the other side. Okay, this crossing of Aleph, okay, is also 515, and it also connects to 915. 915 is 9 times 60 is 54, plus 15 is 555, and that is right over here. It's crossing like this. This is the crossing of Aleph. Look, 7331, the same hours and time. Here's your 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. They'll just be 12 hours to the other side. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You run 2 clocks. One the night clock, one the day clock. One is on one side, one is on the other side. That shows you a cut inside of Pegasus right over here. Equinox tells you pieces and parts. P, S, C. C, P. Seeping. Pisces is seeping. Aquarium, Aquarius, the fish tank. Okay, so whatever it is, this has to do with Pegasus, the fish tank. What do the horses do? Horsepower, horse what? It's all relevant. Einstein said, if we're so hardcore on Einstein, what did Einstein actually do? You see, thank God I'm a dumb person. Because if I wasn't this dumb, I would probably say all the things that Einstein did. The only thing I really know that sticks out is relativity. And if relativity sticks out, then that's Pisces. And it's the equinox, and ox is the center, is the pulling, is the pull of everything. So for me, the center of everything is surrounded around Andromeda or Meta, whatever you want to talk about, and it's a building. The cube is also a building, different levels of the building. There's levels on the building. How many stories are in the building? 3, 6, 9. There's 3 per cube. So if you had 99, okay, how many cubes do you get from 99? In 3 cubes, you get 9. In 13 cubes, you get 39. In 20 cubes, in 33 cubes, you get 99. In 36 cubes, you get 108. 36 cubes is 108. It would take 36 cubes on one face to climb up the Twin Towers. They were a focal point. Falling down in 2001 is actually saying 2661. The light of Venus Saturn bringing them down. 26 and 61, 71, 81. 87. Aleph, the gateway, the Eggio, EGG, the egg, the AC power, Both of them reversed in the same thing. 13 and 25 is the crown of the light of the passage of Mars. Oh, this is big time. For me, this is everything. Now, I didn't go anywhere else. I didn't go anywhere else. Pegasus, Chet, Matar. I'd have to study what these are. Study what these are. Study what these are. Is there anything else? Yes. Okay. I'd have to study this because I don't know. But this in relations, if I can turn it to the side, you put one circle in here and one circle in here, and this is like controlling everything from right in here. What else am I going to jump out with? Has anybody ever seen these designs? They're actually the roofs of buildings. It's actually the Brazilian flag, but it's all in the angle. Although you see the cube in the center, the cube is only created through the buildings that are on the outside. This also creates the Magen David star. Have you ever seen what a lamb's wool looks like? The lamb wool looks like 6 and 9. The gateway fence to go into a farm looks like number 11. The barn has an X on it, on the doors. It also has the angle of the, what they call the bracket. It's all an illusion. The ram's horn, that starts just like the seashell, okay? You hear it because that's coming from inside the mind. What you hear at the end of the seashell is coming from inside the mind, like the oceans would be the inside the mind. Do you see this little area over here? It holds a cube. The pyramid holds up the sea, that holds up the exhaust system. So whatever is happening here or is on this earth, this was a created world. If the ozone is going down or going up, it doesn't matter what anybody says. The reality is this is not an evolutional planet. This is a planet in evolution. This was not created in evolution. This was a planet recreated through evolution. We somehow, the system recreated this planet. So whatever you want to tell me about the whole system, whatever's true is probably true in a way. But they're selling us a story that's already happened probably thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago. They learned about it. Now they learned how to sell it against us, to use it against us, so we can profit from it, learning the reality, learning of what to listen to, so we also can move on into the future. We need to learn in order to beat nature. You have to learn the nature. And if you don't learn the nature that is constantly changing on the outside of the system, we have to learn the outside of the system. We already conquered what's in the system. We have to make sure nothing tears down our system in life, tearing away everything that started from wherever it did, something that controls space. Space is an element, coordinate element of reality that is void. It's what you put in space and what you use of space that makes the coordinate value have a value at all. It's just like spreading apart. I kept it by 2 over here spaces, but I moved it apart 2 extra spaces. No matter what, look at the reflection. This line reaches the top here. This line reaches the bottom here. It reaches the bottom on the right side. This reaches the bottom on the left side. It seems like time is offset. But the reality is, what is the offset in time? Where does this cube sit? Should this cube be pushed over 1 to the left? Count the center over here is 1 onto the left. But if I move it, it'll go 1 onto the right. So you can never have it set on one side, on 2 sides. It must be set either on one side or the other side. I'm not finished with this design yet, so I'm not sure where it's going to take me to. Egg 19, seed 33. Total equals 52. The number 6 equals 52. The number of the heart equals 52. 2 and 5 is the center of your phone. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 is 10 and 16 equals to the light of creation of 5 and 5. 10 and 16. 10, excuse me, it would be, let me redo that again. 5 by 2 is 10 equals to 16, the day of light. 5 plus 2 is 0, 7, 67. 67 and 16 equals 83. Creation, that is your trinity. That is your time clock. That is like holding 3 hands. I hold your hand, you hold the person next to you, and the person next to you holds my hand. That's the way it goes around. We're always holding one of us the other hand. That's your 3 by 8 24. It's also the church. It's also reduced to 4 by 7, and then it's into 5 by 6. They're all 11s, 11, 11, 11. 3, 4, and 5. 5 and 6, 4 and 7. 4 and 7 is the smallest you can go to have 4 corners. 3 and 8 would be the spindle of 3 by 8, 24. 3 plus 8 equals to 11, equals to 35, and that's on the spirit side. When you have 5 by 6, 5 plus 6 equals to 30 and 11, 41, plus 6 equals to 47, and 47 is the minimum you will have once you complete Monopoly one time around, because God brings you around Monopoly 40 and he lands you on go. Then you dice 1 and 1, and doubles you go again. You get 1 and 1, and doubles you go again. In order not to go to jail and have 3 rolls in order to get out, you must roll a minimum of 3. That would be 2, 2, and 3. In the dicing of 2, 2, and 3, in the game of craps, which is the game of the gateway, every time you will get the 2, which will be 11, 11, that's 22 bust. That 11 will give you 66 or 66. That's 132. That's the cab. Call me a cab. That is the doorway. That is the entry, the spirit of BC creation. It gets you Aleph. Aleph gets you the 555 connection and 195-minute plane, or AE and I connecting you in the alphabet. But it's a straight line. The Aleph letter is a straight line which connects 1, 5, and 9. But if it was on the calculator, it'd be 7, 5, and 3 Aleph, unless I'm holding it upside down. And then it would be 3, 5, and 7 the same. But Alice right now is 1, 1, 5, and 9. So what I'm going to get to is, wow, I just over-explained this, eh? Yes, so we were looking at 56. So what happens is it's 30 to 1 odds on rolling the cubes 1 and 1. It's 180 odds when you get 3 cubes and you throw 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1, and 1. So if you roll in Monopoly 1 and 1, it's 30 to 1. You automatically, by rolling 1 and 1 a second time, you roll it for the second side. 1 and 1, that's 30 to 1. Now, when you roll 3, you don't get into the game of the gateway. You must keep on rolling until you get the point, because you can't lose the dice, okay, on the come out roll until after you make a point, and then you get a 7 after you make a point to come into life. So the actual minimum to get is 2, 2, and 4 before anything will happen, and that's 8, and that's the heaven. Because if you get 2, 2, and 3, the opposite of 1 and 2, 3 gets you Aleph, 5 and 6. So it's a loser. Why? Because 1 and 2 equals 3. The opposite of 1 and 2 equals 3 is 5 and 6. In pool, the 3 and the opposite of 1 and 2 equaling to 5 and 6 will get you the 11. 3 and 11 in pool is the red ball. You end up with the red sun. So if you end up with the red sun before you come into life, you do not get life. You must keep rolling until you get some kind of life. So that's what's telling me the reality is, because the odds and what happens in games people play in pool and the game of the gateway, which is called craps, 7 come 11. If you get 4, it's a 2 to 1 payout, and you can take odds on it that it should come up again. Anyways, Raphael, we'll leave it at that. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Have you ever seen this one when the stars come out at night? Do they come out, or do the stars come out in between? That design there, that's behind here, should come out here, and here, and here, and here. What is it? It's a star. It's being held. You hold here and here a rope to a circle in the center. This one holds to a circle in the center. This one holds to a circle in the center. This one holds to a circle in the center. This one holds to a circle in the center. These hold all on the outside. While pulling them, these can never come out of shape. The same way as on here, and the same way they wrap your shrubs and bushes up. Okay, it's the same way it's done with netting. One netting comes here, one netting comes here, and then they keep connecting the nettings, leaving the little spaces, the little holes. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. A little bit about something I don't really know, but about a reality that I actually do know because I see it in the numbers. I wish I can explain it other than that. If you can ask me the question and putting me in a corner, knowing something other than what I know, then maybe we can come up with something that will actually give us a greater answer through your knowledge other than the little bits I come out here with. Otherwise, I do believe in what I'm doing. I do see the reality of this earth, and I do believe that this is not the only place we have. This is not the only world we have. Thank you, Raphael 7286. Happy Passover, happy Easter in the year of 76 times 76 equals to 5776. And it hasn't happened in the past, and it will never happen in the future unless it repeats itself. Thank you for watching.